Okay, hello there everybody. This is going to be another Visual Basic tutorial, and a lot of you have been asking me to do like some more interesting and practical things. So what we're going to do in this tutorial is we're going to make a little image viewer program that can open and save image files, and when you open files you'll be able to scribble on them and draw whatever, but you'll only be able to use one color because adding different colors gets a little, it takes a while longer, and I want to make this a pretty quick lesson. And also it's going to resize the image so that it fits in the screen, that like no matter how big the image is. So, oh, and also sorry about the BSR logo and crap in the screen, because I only have the free version of this because I'm poor and I'm also too lazy to pay for it. So if anybody wants to donate a couple bucks so that I can do that, then you wouldn't have to deal with the stupid logos, and I'd be able to put out tutorials more often. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get started then, I guess. The first thing we're going to want to do is you're going to slap a picture box onto the form. Let's make this form fairly big so that we can see images clearly and stuff. Then we're going to... Nothing really needs changed in the form properties except maybe change the border style to fix single so that they can't resize it and make it look all retarded. Yeah, that's really all we need to do there. Now click on your picture box, and we're going to change this picture box name to P1 so that it's easier to type. And we're going to change auto redraw to true, and scale mode to pixel. And I believe that's all we need to change. Next, we're going to throw another picture box on top of that, and don't worry about where it is or how big it is or anything, because you're not going to be able to see it when the program's done. We're going to call this one P2 again, so it's easier to type. Auto redraw true and auto size true. Change the scale mode to pixel and make visible false, so that you won't see that box sitting there in the middle whenever we start the program. The next thing we're going to do is there's a little button up here called the menu editor, and we're going to click that. And basically, here, let me cancel that real quick. The menu editor lets you add little menus like the ones that I'm running through right now, like the file, edit, and view menu. So we're going to go to that, and the caption is what it says, obviously. So this one's going to be file, and the name is what you refer to it in code as. Click next, and then you're going to click the little arrow pointing right, and that puts a series of dots there. That means that now you're adding submenus. So what you're adding now is going to be under the file menu. So we're going to have new, click next, and we're going to have open, next, we're going to have save, and we're going to have exit. And that's simple enough. Now I click OK, and you see we've got our little file menu. It just throws it in up at the top. And we've got new, open, save, and exit. So, and just for shit's sake, let's go to the form and let's change the caption to picture viewer so that we know what we're working on. Anyway, the next thing we're going to do is, I believe that's all we need to do. No, never mind. Go to project and components, if I remember correctly, and hit M a few times until you get to Microsoft, or no, not that one, Microsoft Common Dialog Control 6.0. You're going to check that and apply, and close. And you'll see that it adds this little control right over here. We're going to take that and we're going to slap it in here. You won't see that on the form again when we start. It lets you do menus like, the open file menus and stuff, but anyway. And we're going to name this COMDLG again, so that it's easier to type. And that's all we need there, I believe. So now form setup is pretty much done. Now we can start adding code. We're going to start off with the little file menu thingies, the easy ones. The new, for this, what we're going to do is p1.cls. And simply what that does is it clears picture box 1. So whenever you click new, it'll clear the screen and you'll have a new box to mess with. And exit is end. Easy enough. Ends the program. Alright. Now, The next bit of code we need to do is under the form load, and this one is a little bit picky. It's kind of stupid, but it's comdlg dot filter equals images parenthesis star dot bmp semicolon space star dot jpg, and we're going to do another parenthesis, I think. I'm pausing and checking because this is one of the things that I don't remember right off the top of my head. Okay, yeah, that's right. Now the next thing we do, we can copy and paste this. We just do a little type symbol and slap that in there again, and then we're done with the parentheses. And that should work properly, it looks right. Okay. Now, so that's going to make it so that whenever you open your open and save things, you can only open and save images, because we will not want to open a text document in this. That would make the program crash. Okie dokie, so the next little bit of code we're going to do is we're going to start with the open button. This is going to let us open a picture and see it and resize it and all that good stuff. So we're going to start off with p2.image equals load picture. I believe that's the correct function. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and then we're going to do... Oh, wait, my mistake. I forgot to do something first. Before we even get to this, you can leave that where it is right now. We need to do comdlg dot show open. So when you click the open button, it'll open the dialog box that lets you choose what file you want to open. Then we can go to this piece of code, and it's asking for the file name, and that's going to be comdlg dot file name. So it's going to open whatever file the user selects. So the next bit we're going to add is, let's see if I remember this, p1 dot, yeah, that's all right, paint picture. This is a very simple function for drawing images. It's not very capable. You can't draw transparent images with it. It's not very fast if you're trying to use it in a game, but for this purpose it'll be okay. Paint picture, p2 dot image, not picture. Image is like what's displayed on the screen, and picture is the actual file name, I think. But either way, this is the way that works, and I know, and that's what we're going to do. So, next little bit is x1, which is going to be 0, y2 is going to be 0. This is going to make sure that it prints it in the upper leftmost corner of the picture box, so that you don't get the picture printed halfway through the box or anything. And the width is going to be p1 dot scale width and p2 dot scale width. Or no, not p2. We want p2 dot p1 dot scale height. There we go. Okay. So for the width, you want p1 dot scale width, and for the height, you want p1 dot scale height. And that's just a T there. That's the resize little bit. So now, when we do this, it's going to open the image, it's going to print it in picture box 1, it's going to print the picture box that's in the picture that's in picture box 2 in the upper left hand corner, and it's going to fit it to the picture box. All we need left is p1.refresh. So we should be able to go ahead and run it and open a picture. Nope, we got a problem. That is a very good example. Let's go ahead and end the program and go back to the code. Very good example of what I was just talking about a second ago, because I used this improperly. You can't load the image. You have to load the picture file. So p2.picture equals load picture. Obviously that makes sense. It's not load image. So anyway, now this should work. We go to run and file, open, and I'm going to use this picture of Alexi Alejo giving us the middle finger and drinking some booze. And you can see that the picture's kind of squished, it's resized, but it fits the form, and it obviously shows the image. So we've got what we want working so far. Gonna go ahead and close that and go back to our code. And now, the next little bit I'm going to show you how to do is how to make it so that you can draw on the picture box. I'm sure there are better methods of doing this, but this is the method that's simplest and it's what I use. So we're going to go up to the top of the form and we're going to declare a variable that's local to the form. Whenever you declare variables at the top of your form, it makes them fit like it makes them public only to the form, but not to the rest of the project, like other forms or other models. So we're going to call this one MD as boolean, and MD stands for mouse down. So that's going to be true whenever you have your mouse button clicker thingy down. And so now that we've declared that, we can go and a handy way to add subs is you get these little drop boxes down here, and you can go to P1, and we don't want click. We want, you stupid thing. We want P1 dot, or P1 underscore mouse down, and go ahead and get rid of click. So, and this is going to give us what button is pressed, shift, and X and Y. The only thing we care about right now is the X and Y, and the fact that the mouse has been pressed down. The X and Y we're going to get to in a second. So from this event will occur whenever you click your mouse button on the picture box. So it's going to be MD equals true. Mouse down is true. Next, P1 dot mouse move. This is where the X and Y come in. So we're going to do P1 dot pset, which means pixel set, and X and Y are the coordinates of the pixel that we're setting. So whenever you click your mouse, or I'm going way too fast to keep track of myself. Okay. This little bit of code right here will draw a pixel wherever your mouse pointer is on the picture box. But what we want, in order so that you're not just constantly scribbling all over the screen, is if MD equals true, then, and after that, and if. So, rather than whenever you move your mouse over the screen will it draw, now it'll only draw whenever the mouse button is clicked down. And finally, the last little bit of these is we're going to do mouse up, and simply that's going to MD equals false. So, on the mouse button down event, when you click your mouse, MD is going to be made true. That means your mouse button is down. And then, whenever you move your mouse over the picture box, it's going to check to see if the mouse button is clicked. If it is, it's going to draw a pixel wherever your mouse button is. And then whenever you let it up, it's going to be false, so that this won't draw when you're not clicking. Okie dokie. So now we can demonstrate that. Let's go ahead and run the program, and I don't even need to open a picture to show you this, because we can just go ahead and scribble all over the screen like this. Now, there are other ways to draw on the screen, but this is the simplest and quickest and easiest to demonstrate way. You can see that not all the dots are connected. It has to do with the timing of the events and how many times per second it fires. But it'll work for this demonstration purpose. So you can see you can go ahead and scribble all over all you want. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make it so that you can save your picture. And this is done fairly easily. We're going to go back to our form, and we're going to go drop down the little file thingy and go to save. So we're starting the save code. For this one, we're going to do comdlg.showSave, and this is going to show the save menu. And then we're going to do, let's see if I remember this correctly. p1.save, no, that's not right. Save picture. That is correct. Okay, so we're going to use the save picture function, and it's going to be p1.image. That's what we're going to be saving, and the file name is going to be comdlg.filename, of course. And then, just for fun, to make sure that it saves properly, we're going to add an and then a string on the end of it, .jpg. So our picture will always be saved as a JPEG file. And let's see. That should be everything we need to do, if I remember correctly. So we can go ahead and try this out a little bit. Go ahead and run the program, and we're going to open up our wonderful picture of Alexei here again. And well, just to show you that the drawing and the saving and all that works, we're going to write here Alexei rules. That's terrible writing there, but you know, it's kind of hard to write with a mouse. Anyway, we're going to go to our save, and that'll bring up the dialog box. We're going to go to the desktop, and we're going to call this one Alexi Fuck You and Rules Text, so that you can see which one I'm talking about. Go ahead and save that, and you can't exactly see it on my desktop, but it saved a file, and we're going to go ahead and open that. And as you can see, or at least you should be able to see, it opened the file. It's resized like it was in the thing. It's not going to save it in its original dimensions because we resized it. But you can see down here, it's got the text, and I'll go ahead and let's just scribble all over it a little bit, give you a better illustration of this retarded little program. Save it again, text, and scribble. So we do that, and let's see, where is that file? There it is. Open it up, and we've got our scribbles all over the place. So, you might notice a couple little problems with it here and there if you try and open weird files, or some of the names might be not perfect. Like, let's see, the Alexi picture. Well, yeah, sometimes you'll get weird extensions on it, but it'll still open as a JPEG. I'm too lazy to figure it out because the whole common dialog file name gibberish crap, I don't use it a whole lot. I use it sparingly unless I absolutely have to. I'll usually draw up my own dialog box, it's easier. But for this purpose, it gets the job done, it works, and we made a not terribly useful, but kind of fun to play with program in the process. So, that is all I've got to show you. That was some new stuff there today. I hope you guys learned something that interests you, and that's it. So, I guess I'll see you next time.